We're here with Rita at Occupy Boston. Rita, you were arrested last week. Tell us about that. First time?
No, it was actually the second time in the last month. I was also arrested at the tar sands action in Washington. But those have been my first experiences of civil disobedience. And the experience in Boston was much different than Washington. For one thing, we were in jail for a much longer period of time. So
how long?
We must have arrived there maybe 5 o'clock, and we didn't get out until 11:30, where we were greeted by half a dozen of folks who were giving us rides home and being congratulatory, and so it was a good thing to do. So,
How do you look at this through the years? Have you been in protests and rallies in the past?
I have been at protests and at rallies in the past, yes, but never doing civil disobedience. I find this.
What made you take that next step?
Well, I had decided a while back that whichever of the groups that I am allied with called for civil disobedience, that I was going to do that. I feel that we've reached a time in our history where nothing but civil disobedience and peaceful groups in the street are going to change things. We've tried everything. We've tried voting. We've tried doing all kinds of things, working through the system that we have today, and none of that has worked. So,
Bank of America, is an institution that is the biggest bank in America. As a bank I used to have, no longer. Is it in your mind that you would like to see people take their money out of Bank of America and put it into local banks, credit unions? Is that something that you see as a solution?
no. I don't really think Bank of America cares much where their retail banking arm goes. But I've been actively involved with something called City Life Vida Urbana, which has worked hard in Boston to try to get banks to reduce principal on mortgages for people, sell back the houses at the real cost to people who can then afford to live in them, to in fact take responsibility for the mortgage prices that they brought down to this country. So I mean, I guess, again, symbolically it's a good thing not to deal with Bank of America, just go away from them. But I don't think that's the thing that's going to change them or any other bank. I think we need new regulations, and I also think we just need institutions, especially the fiscal institutions in our country, to take responsibility for the damages that they've done to civil society.
So you want to see people arrested, put in jail?
I don't believe that we can have people arrested and put in jail. I mean, I believe in the rule of law, but I believe in passing laws and in changing the government so that it responds to the desires and to the cries for justice from the people who live in that country.
Would you like to see change from a political level as well? Are you satisfied with what the president is doing? Are you satisfied with what is going on in the state and the region?
No, of course I'm not satisfied with any of those things. I wouldn't be recommending the actions that I recommend now if I saw some level of satisfaction somewhere, but I don't. I don't see.
What would you recommend they start doing? Governor Patrick, President Obama, the congressional leaders who are the Republican House.
I think that they should start representing the people who live in this country and not the corporations. I'm just a citizen here, so I don't know exactly the things that will make things fair in this country, but I do know when you have a distribution of income like we have in our country, when you've seen working class people making less and less money for the last 30 years, and you see that I don't even know what the exact figures are on the top 1% and what their ownership of capital in our country is compared to what other people have, but no democracy can survive with this kind of wealth distribution. It's crazy.
Thank you so much. Keep on fighting. Thank you.
You're welcome.